welcome back to another episode of our live season. So we talk about the raw and honest truth to navigating through the different seasons of life. I'm your host Wen, and if you have been loving the podcast episodes, please do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Now, before I dive into today's episode, I just kind of want to let you guys know, for those of you who do not know, that we do have extended versions of almost every episode in our community, which is the link in the show notes below. So join our community to be able to unlock the extended version of the episodes and also a lot of other like exclusive resources as well. Now, let's get into today's episode. Now, in today's episode, I kind of want to focus a lot more on one mindset shift, just one, that may or may not be impactful for you. For me, it has been really impactful, and I feel like some of you might be very familiar with this. But it's definitely something that I swear by, a mindset that I swear by, because ever since I heard about this perspective, it changed a lot of things for me. Every time I face a challenge or I feel like, greed is getting the better of me, I will switch on to this mindset of how lucky am I. And this mindset is the same mindset as how privileged am I, or how use whatever words that allow you to have the same effect as well. Okay, so I know some of you might have heard of this on like social media where it was trending for a good period of time, and I realized that it is a very important mindset to have. And if you guys know me, you guys will know that I always talk about the importance of changing your mindset, changing your perspective, and this is where you can start. If you do not know where, this episode is exactly where you should start. The mindset of how lucky am I, okay? So even saying these 4 words out loud help you to switch your mindset from comparison to gratitude. Like I mentioned in almost all of my episodes, right? Like having gratitude even for the smallest things in life will really benefit your mental health in the long run. So trust me, try taking at least 5 minutes of your day to verbalize this mindset. It can be anywhere and everywhere, like especially when you're feeling really frustrated or you're just dreading every single day, or even moments of frustration or moments of just negativity. What I want you to do is to allow yourself to step back from that situation, that person, that whatever that you're in, and tell yourself this: how lucky am I? Start every sentence with how lucky am I, and go through the list for about 5 minutes or even maybe 2 minutes. It will help. Just saying these 4 words out loud really make an impact. Okay, I want you to verbalize this for a week and see the changes in your emotions, and just the way you view life will be very different. Okay, I like to practice this every single morning before I start my day, or every night before I end my day. So whatever works best for you, right? Because these are the times, the reason why I say it in the morning or at night is because these are the times where my brains are the most, or our brains are the most receptive to new mindsets, or to mindsets before we go to bed. So sometimes you will realize that, before going to bed, when you're thinking about certain things, you tend to dream about it just because it's constantly at the back of your mind and your brains just work in a very miraculous way. So what I like to do is, so instead of allowing it to work for me, what I like to do is to practice this mindset before bed and early morning when I wake up. The first thing that I wake up, I don't take my phone, I just practice this mindset. Okay, so try it. It will definitely help you, okay? Because like I said, whether you say it out loud or in your heart, as long as you practice this, it will become a habit for you, and it will become a subconscious thing. Whenever that you're faced with frustration, your mind and your brain will automatically be able to bring up this mindset for you, okay? So remember how I tell you, whatever that we tell ourselves are true, and whatever that you tell yourself on a day-to-day basis, the perspective and the mindset that you have on a day-to-day will really affect your reality. So this is exactly the reason why, by starting off with this mindset, you will slowly start to change a lot of things in your life. Because remember the life cycle that I talked to you about? One is your emotions, your thoughts that will affect your actions, which in turn will be reflected into your reality. So everything starts from a thought, okay? And this is where you should start. So if you're constantly verbalizing statements like, when will I ever be able to be rich or attain a level of wealth that I desire, or rather you always tell yourself that my life sucks, nothing is ever going right, why does only bad things happen to me? Statements like that are really powerful. Even though it can just be a passing remark from your end, trust me, these statements are what your brain will take on subconsciously on a day-to-day. So whenever things happen, it acts as an evidence to support whatever statement and whatever limiting belief that you have. Okay, this is how powerful our words can be sometimes, which is why I always encourage you guys to really slow down when you speak, because whatever that you speak out, whatever that you even think, will affect your mental health, like it or not. And it's not something that it's very tough to do once you get the hang of it. It's just really unlearning and learning new mindsets. Okay, so like I said, all these statements are sometimes even more powerful than your mantras that you're repeating every single day, because with all these statements it comes with this strong belief that it is true, right? Subconsciously you're affirming all of these thoughts, and guess what, based on the law of attraction, you attract people or situation that will prove you right. So this is just how the universe works, and this is just how this world works. You might find evidences of this as well, like whatever that you think or whatever that you talk about, people or the situation in your life will reflect that back to you. So if you speak good, you will realize that a lot of things in life you will be able to make good out of the bad. Even if it's so uncomfortable, you will know that there is a lesson to it, there is a purpose to it, and this helps you to move forward. But if you're constantly going towards negativity at the start or at the very first sight of conflicts or situations that you're just really uncomfortable, guess what? That is exactly what you're going to manifest into your life. You realize that life is so tough on you and you're just wallowing in self-pity all the time. And that is the hard truth. The change has to start from you and your mindset. Okay? So like what I say, I know some of you might be saying that like, oh, I don't have anything that is going well in my life though. How can I be grateful for that? If I've called you out, then this is exactly the reason why this episode, you need it more than anything else. Stop looking outside of yourself for solutions to have an easier life. I want you to look inwards, because everything that is in your reality is a reflection of your inner self, your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions, right? Again, back to the life cycle. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please head back to season one of the episodes where I talk about the life cycles, because a lot of things might change for you. That particular episode was also the reason why a lot of things started clicking for me, because when you understand how your life works from your actions, your emotions, your thoughts, and then into your reality, you will be very cautious, even consciously, on the conscious level, of what you speak to yourself every single day. What are you feeling in that moment? You start to be very intuitive and you start to tap a lot into your emotions and understand what is it that you're exactly feeling and work your way through it. It's not a one-time or one-off thing. It is a lifelong journey. For myself, I'm still going through it as well. Every single time that I face negativity, I will have to sit through this and walk myself through the life cycle and be like, okay, what is it that I'm thinking of? What are the limiting beliefs and what are the emotions that I'm feeling, which then leads to the actions that I'm taking, and where can I actually improve? So this will really help you to kind of push yourself to grow and push yourself to get out of your comfort zone and really just blossom into someone that you have always wanted to be but don't know where to start. Okay, so like I said, everything that you don't want, everything that you hate in your life, you have to look inwards and ask yourself what is going on inwards, because everything that is outside is a reflection of you. Okay, so to start believing that not everything in your life is crumbling down, even though it may feel like it, especially when we have conditioned our mind to quickly jump into the negative part of things when the slightest of our life goes wrong. You gotta switch things up and go to the opposite things of what you've always been doing, which is finding things to be grateful for. Whenever you start to feel like life is treating you really unfairly, or you're just really overwhelmed by the things that are happening in your life, when you're lost and helpless, basically the rule of thumb is, whenever you feel the slightest sense of negativity, I want you to start making it a habit to lean into the complete opposite, which is the positive part of things, and to feel into it. Okay, I don't want you to just say positive mantras and then just be like, oh, I'm confident, I'm rich, I'm wealthy. It doesn't work that way. You have to really feel into whatever that you're telling yourself, and you have to trust in it. You have to have this gut feeling of, I am able to do it. I am capable of it. Okay, that's why I don't promote mantras that are just on the surface level. If you don't believe in the mantras that you're talking about, it just don't work. Okay, so I want you to start. If you don't know where to start, again, I want you to start with, how lucky am I? If you don't know how to start, or you just can't think of anything after this, how lucky am I, or you just can't find, like I said, anything that you can be grateful for, I feel like this is when please get a piece of paper and pen, because I'm going to be telling you and listing down a list of things that I think generally for everyone, especially if you are listening to this, you can be grateful for. Okay, this is the moment that I can show you what are the things in life that you can be grateful for, that everyone can be grateful for. Doesn't matter what situation that you're in, the country that you're from, the skin color that you have, doesn't matter what background that you're from. These are the things that you can be grateful for, especially if you're sitting here using a phone watching this episode. Okay, so ready? Get your notes app up, or rather any journal book or whatever piece of paper that you have. Okay, how lucky am I to be able to be busy? How lucky am I to have access to the abundance of knowledge through my devices? How lucky am I to be worried about something? How lucky am I to be indecisive about what I want to have for lunch? How lucky am I to have clean water to drink? How lucky am I to have food to fill me up? How lucky am I to have a roof over my bed? A bed to sleep in? How lucky am I to be able to feel fear, joy, and frustration? How lucky am I to be able to learn things through experiences, the good and the bad? How lucky am I to be able to have too much stuff? How lucky am I to be able to have people that I can rely on? How lucky am I to be able to have myself that I can rely on? How lucky am I to be able to spend time alone to reflect? How lucky am I to be able to have someone to quarrel with? How lucky am I to have places to go? How lucky am I to be able to worry about what the future holds? How lucky am I to be able to control my thoughts? Lastly, how lucky am I to be able to live in this lifetime? Now, the list goes on and on and on. These are just a handful of things that I really want you to know to kind of help you get started, get your engine started. If you find yourself questioning these statements, then come up with your own. Okay, these are the statements that really make an impact for me, but it might not be making an impact for you. You might still doubt, right? But let me tell you, the last statement, I think across everybody, there is a beauty to it. Okay, and I want you to constantly remember this. The last sentence is the one that I want you to keep, and that is, how lucky am I to be able to live in this lifetime? Because honestly, this is such an amazing time to live by. You have devices with you on your phone, on your hands right now. You have, just look around you, the beauty of the nature itself, to be able to make decisions, to be able to feel your emotions, to be able to even get upset. Just know that certain things don't have the ability to feel. Like, right, all your unalive stuff, like maybe your bed, they don't have the ability to feel. The fan, they don't have the ability to feel. Human beings are made to have the ability to feel, to think, and to make decisions for a reason. So use that to your advantage, okay? Just find little things to be grateful for, even though it may seem like it's so silly to be grateful for even being able to breathe. Just know that you can be grateful just because you woke up today and you get another chance to live. Where somewhere out there in this world, it was someone else's last day, someone else's last breath, someone else's last meal. The fact that you are up today means that you can still change, that you can still make a difference in your life. You can still live the life that is best for you, okay? Flowing through life. So just know that the reason why you're still alive on this earth and in this lifetime is because you have yet gotten to your highest level of satisfaction, and that takes time, and that comes with a lot of conflict that you might need to go through, situations that you're put in that are very uncomfortable for you, because that is where growth happens. Like I always mention, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. It won't happen within your comfort zone, okay? So I want you to start finding out, what are the things that you can actually be grateful for. How lucky am I to be able to continue the sentence, okay? Write down a list, because there is no point if you start off with statements that you really don't believe in. So these statements have to click something within you before it can start impacting your life, okay? So back to what I was about to say, everything we tell ourselves is true, and a huge part is because there is a strong belief and a strong fact to it, right? That whatever that you think is supported by evidence. So the same goes for this how lucky am I mindset or statement. You have to make sure that these are what you truly believe in, things that you really feel privileged to have it, not just words that carry no weight. And If it is words that just carry no weight, it defeats all the purpose. You do not just take the list that I told you and run with it without feeling like you actually really believe in it. Because like I tell you can constantly repeat words to yourself, like all these words to yourself every single day and not feel it. And you will come back and be like, nothing is happening. I still hate my life. Life still works the same way it is for me and I just hate it. Nothing is going to change. And just know that every single time that you have this mindset of like, oh my God, why am I listening to so many self-help podcasts out there and nothing is working out for me? Just know that the problem and the solution is you yourself. I can sit here and talk till the cows come home. If nothing registers and if you don't feel like you align with it or you want to take on all this mindset, nothing is gonna work. I'm gonna really just be sitting here and just, it feels like talking to a wall, because if you're not opening yourself up to receiving all this mindset and you feel like it's too much of a work to do, then guess what? Your life is gonna continue the same way it is because nothing is changing. You don't want to change, which is why you cannot expect change. Okay, you can continue, and that is completely up to you. You can continue to sit here and just be upset at how life is treating you and just you're not getting everything that you want, and continue living life in such a miserable way and just unhappy way, which obviously I don't recommend. Or you can decide that, okay, today is the day that I'm gonna slowly start to change. I'm gonna slowly start to try out methods, and instead of being really skeptical, because if you are sitting here, chances are you want to change and you just don't know how to change. And episodes like this, or rather in our live seasons, episodes are meant to help you to make that slow shift, that slow change. Okay, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be overnight. Nothing, or rather big changes don't happen overnight. You have to take time. Just like building habits, it takes 30 days or even less than that for you to build a habit, depending on what habit you're trying to build. Same thing for mindset. Mindset is one of the best habits, or rather best things that you can actually start working on, because it will really help you, and you start feeling that life just still feels so much more at ease. You start to learn to appreciate the little things in life. And guess what? Even during tough times, and I always say even during tough times, and not you won't have experiences with tough times, okay? Even during tough times, you'll be able to find yourself to know that like, I am capable of going through it. I have gone through it. I am capable. And hold on to the faith and trust in yourself that you are capable of going through whatever that you're put through. So whatever that you're facing right now, you have that capacity and capability to go through it. If not, it would not have been placed in your life. And this is something that I honestly believe in, and I want you to take on this mindset as well. Okay, so like I said, it is a privilege to be able to change your mind. It is a privilege to be able to sit here and listen to this podcast and be like, okay, this is something that I want to change. Everything up to this point is up to you. It's a choice that you make consciously or subconsciously. And the key here is to find what are you telling yourself on a subconscious basis, bring it to your conscious mind and conscious level before you can actually start working on it. Alright, so that's all for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy this very short episode but also very impactful one. If you don't know and you've always wanted to start with changing your mindset, this is the episode that you start with. Okay, how lucky am I mindset? Try it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have been trying it out, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Bye.